Hello and welcome in. Today I am going to be talking about all of the decks that I am getting rid of. I have started to go through my collection. I have put away all of the decks that I'm keeping. I'm up to about 111, and that is absolutely ridiculous. So at some point, I might even be whittling down that collection even more. I just sort of realized how wasteful I have become by collecting all of these decks that I am not using, that are just sitting, and I would rather they go to a good home and to people who want to use them, um, that may be interested in them. And, just because I'm giving away a deck doesn't mean it's not good. It just doesn't resonate with me, or there's just decks that I have or that I use that I like better. And I know that some of the deck collecting for me it's a bit of a dopamine hit and a rush, to be honest with you. So I have a few Kickstarters coming in. I have some that have been on order for a while coming in. But after that, I am not going to be purchasing any more decks. And I'm going to be making sure that all of the decks I have, I use and I resonate with. Because I just don't, as much as I love a new tarot deck, I really want to be able to work with what I have and not just buy them to buy them. So with that said, there's a lot of decks to go through. I think this might be like a 2 or 3 part series. But we're just going to start with these 2 decks that were a purchase on Etsy. I believe they came from Turkey. This is definitely AI. And this, I'm not sure. It might be. But I think I might have even used this, but I am also becoming a real stickler for good card quality. I don't want a flimsy card. I want something that feels like it's going to last and that's a little bit substantial. Now, what I liked about this deck, and I don't typically purchase AI cards, I just thought it was really cool because it's a black and white AI interpretation of the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I kind of like that. I kind of liked the flowy energy about it. I liked that it was definitely true to the RWS in many ways. And I just thought it was really pretty, to be honest with you. And I'm always on the fence about AI, but there was something about this being in black and white that I found really interesting. But I know some people don't mind the card quality. This is not necessarily a horrible card quality, but for me, like I said, I like something that's a little bit more substantial. These are very glossy. But I just think this would be, for somebody who wants an alternate Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a really cool deck. And there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's interesting doing this like AI version of a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But I also have other RWS clones, as well as my Centennial version Rider-Waite-Smith that I use all the time. And the reality is this is not going to get used. This is the other deck. This is the Flovid Tarot Lunart Designs. This actually, to me, looked a little bit better online. I love the bright colors. I like that sort of like indigo-y kind of color. It's an RWS clone, just super, 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 super bright. Is it a clone? I don't know if it's a clone. Follows the Rider-Waite-Smith pretty accurately. I guess I need to figure out what like a proper clone would be. Like the Baroque Tarot is a clone. But I was really attracted to the bright colors. But again, it's another Rider-Waite-Smith deck with the card quality that I'm personally not the biggest fan of, that I am not going to use. So these are going away. So yeah, unfortunately, I bought these and I just feel like I've wasted money on them. And I truly have. And I'm really bothered by how much money I've been wasting on tarot decks just to collect them. And this is a lesson learned. So, okay, next. So I'm a bit Rider-Waite-Smith obsessed. I like all the Rider-Waite-Smith decks. This is the Radiant Wise Spirit deck by Lo Scarabeo at Scarabeo. I think I almost said it correctly today. The reason I liked this one, and I've used this one a little bit. is I liked that it was borderless. I did not like the gloss. And what I did not realize until I had them in my hands was that it cuts off a lot of the picture, or not a lot of the picture, but it's definitely cuts some of the scene off, and I didn't like that. So I don't really use it anymore. I use my Centennial RWS all the time. It's a great deck. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you want a Rider-Waite Smith deck, this is a great borderless one. I do like it without the borders. I do like that the images are bigger, but again, I have so many of these decks that I just don't need anymore. Oh, sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. Comes with the basic booklet. And I mean, if you can read the Rider-Waite Smith, you can read this. Yeah, so this is a no. And then the next one I'm just going to pull in because, I mean, I've done a video on why I'm not keeping this deck. I don't know anyone who wants this deck. I may actually donate it. Well, I guess people do want this deck. I shouldn't say that. That sounds really snotty and snobby of me. I'm sorry if it comes off that way. I do not mean to. I'm just so aggravated with the company for creating giant boxes and giant books and like useless cards, right? With the card quality that is, this is a beautiful book, okay? It is. But we're looking at the book. We're not using the book the way that we're using these cards that need to be shuffled and handled all the time. And when you just give this card quality that it's like thin cardboard flyers that you get in the mail, they're going to get damaged. But oh, great, you have a book. You can read about them, but you can't use them because you've damaged them. So this is definitely another deck that is going to be leaving my house because I know I'm not going to use it. And I really hope that Llewellyn decides to change up their card stock soon and their card quality soon, because it's abysmal at this point. And I just don't understand what the thought process is. I just don't. I guess people are upset that the cards cost money, but now you're paying almost $30 for horrible card quality, but you're going to have this book forever on a deck that is going to probably get damaged. So it doesn't make sense to me. So that is why I am getting rid of these two. Card quality, and because I have so many Rider-Waite Smiths, and I have my, this is my Centennial version of the RWS. And this is a deck. This is my most used deck. I study with this deck, I've read with this deck, and these cards are still in incredible condition. I can't even tell you how many times I've used these, like all the time, and they look perfect. So good on you, US Games. You did a really good job with this card stock. Oh, sorry, I'm going to stop talking about card stock. I'm just so frustrated. It's just so frustrating. All right, next. Okay, so we have the Broken Mirror and the Sambucus Tarot. Do not ask me why I have two Sambucus Tarot. I don't know, but I think this one might be a limited edition because it looks like it's numbered on here. And then I have the Broken Mirror, and I believe these are the same companies. They are the same companies. So I purchased this deck. I don't even remember when I purchased it. A while ago, and I read with it, and they're decent cards, but like, here's the King of, and the Knight and the Sevens start. The guidebook is pretty much useless, so there's that. And then here's the cards, and I liked them. I didn't mind them. I thought they were kind of cool. They were pretty. They were unique artwork. But I don't know. I read with them really. I got really nice readings out of them because, again, it's not about the cards, it's about the reader. But they resonated with me. But now that I have other decks, I know what I'm drawn to. I know what I like. This isn't my style of card anymore. But they're nice cards. They truly are nice cards. They have a linen finish. It's a decent, card stock. They're going to wear well. They are a little bit on the thinner side, but it's not bad. It's definitely usable. And they're nice. I just don't use them anymore. And if I'm not using them, they cannot take up space in my house. But this is a really lovely deck that I can see a lot of people getting into, especially if they're just getting into tarot. It's easy to read them. I think it's easy to read them at least. So that's the Sambucus Tarot. And then there's this one, which is the same except colored differently. And I cannot stand the red. I actually prefer the coloring in this version. I think it reads far better than this version. But I cannot stand the red writing. It just killed the deck for me. But again, you know, I think this would be a great deck for somebody. Just it's not my style anymore. And then the Broken Mirror Tarot. It's the same. It's like the same thing. It's all the same. It's a little bit different. I think it is a little bit different, but it's the same style of illustrative art. And again, it's going to be a great deck for somebody. It's just not what I'm reading with these days. So if you're interested in these, they're great decks. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with them. Good linen finish. I think it's a deck that's going to last you a long time. I just have found that the deeper I go into tarot and the more I'm learning about the symbolism and the symbology, these type of decks aren't working for me as well anymore. So if I was still earlier on when I was reading, like I would be using these all the time, but I'm just not, I just need more in a tarot deck. So yeah. Back to cardstock. This is the Divine Deco Tarot, and this is a Kickstarter. And I was sent this as the guidebook for the tarot deck, which I don't know why or where, because this is Abby Clark and this is Gerda Oparku Egi. So I'm not sure why they sent me this, but I got sent this with the deck. Now, cardstock. This is a Kickstarter, and when I opened the box, I was shocked that like there's like the blue ink kind of came off on the box. And again, this is the same quality as the Spellcaster's Tarot. It's that bad, right? And again, I was like, why did I fund this for this? But there was actually a whole issue with the printing. And I had mentioned the cardstock, and they made it sound like it's going to be printed on different cardstock. So they are fixing the issues, because you can see that the Wheel of Fortune here is cut off. But here, there's like a whole lot of room at the bottom. So it was just, there was a big printing issue. My strength card came in with a damaged corner, but I really liked the deck. So I am hoping that the creator of this deck is using different paper, because I'm not going to use it if this is the paper. This is Spellcaster Tarot style paper. But I really do like the cards. They're dancers. It's like performers on a stage. Yeah, and there's like this divot line right here. I don't know if you can see that. Like right here, there's a line. I just think it's really beautiful, and that's why I funded it. But I'm gonna ask for my money back if it's on this cardstock, because this is awful. It's awful. It's so awful. But yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of this deck, because I'm never going to use it because of this cardstock. But again, some people might not care and they would love this. And I'm wondering if like I should keep it because of the printing error. Like if that's going to make a difference. I don't know. Should I keep it? Should I get rid of it? How much is it? So $24.95, $25 for like horrible cardstock. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's why I'm not keeping this. And then this Oracle deck, I'm just going to pull it into the frame. The Endless Oracle by Eric Maley. The book is somewhere. I don't know where it is right now. I just, again, I wasn't not drawn to it. Like I'm not connecting with it. I wanted to because I think the art is so great. It's really pretty, or not really pretty, but it's dark. It's in that nighttime lighting, and it's beautiful. But I wasn't resonating with the cards, and I have tried to read with this a few times, and I just wasn't really figuring out a way to work it into my personal way of doing tarot. I do feel, though, for anybody that is considering getting this deck, this is a deck that is, it's something that leaves room for intuitive readings for sure. Like it definitely can be thought-provoking and really trigger your intuition and can help you read a little bit more freely without having to rely on the keywords if you chose to do that. So I do think it's great for that. But for me personally, this just did not really, I couldn't figure out a way to work it into my practice. So that is why the Endless Oracle is leaving my possession. Gotta find the guidebook because I do want to sell this. Let's see. Oh, Human Spirit Oracle. It's another one that looked really good online. Nice book, well done. Big box, not as big as the Llewellyn box is. Pretty gold gilding, or not gold, green gilding on the edges. I like the backs. And I loved the collages, the digital work on here. But like, give it a whirl. Count your chickens. Master of Destiny, Forever Young, Hothead, like Midas Touch. It just feels a little too, I don't want to say cheesy, but just too, I don't know, the wording doesn't match the imagery to me. I just wasn't connecting to it, and I really wanted to like it because I love the digital work that was done in this. I thought it was really fun, but like, not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't know. It's just trite, cliche. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out here. They're beautiful, truly. I can't with this. It's like, I'm like, oh, maybe I should modify it, but it's any deck I like, I'm like, I'm just going to modify it. And then what's going to happen is I'm still not going to use it. So where does that leave me? That leaves me with just purchasing decks that I am going to use, right? Or that I am currently using. So let me go get the next grouping of decks. Okay, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This deck I used quite often when I was first learning how to read for other people. It allowed me to create, I don't want to say stories. Yeah, create stories. I was still learning tarot a bit. I still wasn't totally adept with tarot in the way that I am now. And this is an oracle deck. It's not tarot. It does kind of coincide with tarot, except green is cups, which I would think blue would be cups, right? Because water element, but it's not. But like emotional loss, 5 of cups, like, so it does align with tarot in that way. Here's the High Priestess card number 2, intuition, on a very, very basic level. So I think if you really are wanting to learn how to do readings for other people in a formatted kind of way, this is a great deck to start with. It can kind of help you learn how to read with flow. It just not serving me anymore. Oh, maybe I need to learn how to speak today. But it just I don't use it anymore. It's taking up space, and I do think it has its place. It's just not for me anymore. I have grown out of it a little bit. So this is the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And please hold. I apologize for that. My dog was barking and I was pretty much done with that. So let's move on. I am getting rid of my Essential Tarot. And I know I did a whole video on that before, an in-depth review of this. And I do like this deck. I just am not going to use it. I'm really not. I do love this deck. I think it's fun. I think it's gentle in many ways. It is a pip style deck. The pips are slightly illustrated though. It's not a full-on pip deck. And I like it. I think I like the colors. I like the vibrancy of it. It's easy to read. If you know how to read a Rider-Waite-Smith or Marseille, you're not going to have any issue with this. The cardstock is a bit of an issue because it's like the complete opposite of too thin. These are like crazy thick. This is a 78 card deck and it is like massive, massive. And shuffling it is like, you can see that it's incredibly difficult to shuffle. But I don't know, can I say I recommend it? I guess I recommend it. I do like it. I do like it. And if you want to see a more in-depth review on it, please go ahead and you can watch the video that is on my channel. Is it my channel? I guess it's my channel. Yeah. But that's the Essential Tarot. The artwork is really lovely. I do like it. I'm not jamming with it anymore, and I have other decks that I use. The next deck to leave is the Sanctus Concordia Tarot deck, another AI deck. I don't know why I kept buying them, even though I don't use them, but I just thought it was beautifully done. I thought the coloring was gorgeous. I like the etherealness of it, the otherworldliness of it. Follows the Rider-Waite-Smith beautifully. I'm just not connecting to AI decks, and I do not think I will purchase any more full AI decks anymore. Now, that being said, if somebody's using AI to generate a person or an object and then cutting it out and using it in a digital collage that they have created with like images from their hand or photographs, like I'm down with that. But full-on AI decks, I just don't think are for me. But out of all of the AI decks that I've seen, I really do think this one is absolutely beautiful, and that's why I purchased it. But when I tried to use it, I just wasn't connecting. And I don't know if it's because I am blocking myself from liking it because I'm like, I know it's AI, or if I just really am having trouble connecting with it. So I just wanted to show everyone, in case you were thinking of getting an AI deck, that this is a beautiful, beautiful one to get if you're going to get any. I just think it's gorgeous. I think the creator did a wonderful job putting it together, really staying true to the Rider-Waite-Smith. I can tell that they understand what the Rider-Waite-Smith is about. It's just not for me, just not for me. And I wanted it to be because I really like it. It's so pretty. And then last for this video, I have the Starry Beginnings Guided Messages from the Stars Oracle deck and guidebook. Cassie White. And again, nothing necessarily wrong with this deck. Well-made cards. They're just, I'm not really into like full messages like this anymore. I have a couple decks like this that I adore, and those are the ones I use. This one's just sitting collecting dust. I used to use it when I first started doing readings. I just don't anymore. So trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. You are healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it'll mend in time. Like, these are messages that I can pull out from my tarot reading. So I don't necessarily need this kind of a message within my readings. It's just, again, it doesn't fit into my practice now in the way that I'm reading. It does not fit into my practice now with the way I read now, but it definitely fit into my practice when I was just starting out. And I think I definitely was able to utilize them in a better way back then. So this one will be leaving my collection, but again, there's nothing wrong with them. And if you like full messages, this is a great deck. They have good messages, really good messages in it. Just just not using them anymore. And what is it, Marie Kondo? If it doesn't bring me joy, it has to leave. Yeah, moving on. So this is the last deck for this video. It's the Phantom Wise Tarot. I think it's US Game System. Is it? No, Clarkson Potter Publishers did this deck. Comes a little book. Perfect. I did modify this deck because I did not like the big black borders that came with it. Here, I'll show you the majors. So I cut them down and I modified it. But I still, again, I tried using it and I wasn't resonating with it. And I think it's because I don't like how they feel. I don't know if you can hear it, but that bothers me. This really bothers me. So what I need to do is let go of them because I'm not going to use them because of that finish. Now that may not bother some people. And if it doesn't, this is a great deck. It's beautiful. It's fun. I love the artwork on it. Like I love this Judgment card. I think it's so awesome. And people will perfectly have a great time using this. Just, I cannot get past the card stock. And I think I am far more tactile when it comes to cards than I realized. But this is like those pants that you get that fit you perfectly, that look great, and then you walk and it's like, right? So that is why this is leaving my collection. It's because they're just, I can't with the feel of them. They just don't feel good, and I'm not going to use it. And I tried modifying it to like it better, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm not into it. But the artwork is great. It's a great deck, and I can see people liking this deck and using it, but not for me. So this is the first part of the decks that are leaving my house. A very quick, brief overview of them, just in case anybody was interested in looking into them and wondering, why are you letting go of it? And now you know. Have a great day.